and welcome back to my channel. My name is Tanika and today I'm showing you our tiny galley kitchen in New York City and how it is very functional. Although the layout is pretty small, as you can see, it's a narrow corridor. But I want to take you through all the tools I use in my kitchen because I am, a huge cook, and sorry about that. And I want to show you how I store all of my pots, pans, and other items. Tiny space living can be challenging. We live in a co-op in Manhattan, and it's a 958 square foot apartment. And this kitchen is pretty tiny. But our building was built in 1955, so it's a post-war apartment. When we moved in, all of these appliances and everything was here already. So eventually we want to knock everything down and create the kitchen that we want, our dream kitchen. But in the meantime, I will take you through every little portion of this tiny kitchen. Let's go. So when you step into your left is our sink. It's pretty deep. And on the left side, we have our dish gloves hanging on a command hook. And you scroll over here, and here's our gold dish rack, which is pretty. And I love our little counter where all of the magic happens. These flowers need to be trimmed. But this is where I prep the food, and underneath this shelf, I have some seasonings. And then above here is the main food cabinet, which has lids, more storage for tuna and other things. I love this Lazy Susan. More seasonings are stacked here. More storage for pasta and other rices and grains. Here's the layout. And on this side is our coffee station, toaster. This cloth is here to dry other items from dishwashing. And this is another nook where we keep our produce and other items on display. Together, here is our junk drawer / all of the above drawer, and I call it organized confusion. We have 2 of these in the kitchen. This is where all the tape and all of the other things, command hooks, pens, paper clips, whatever you could think of is stored here. Our dishwasher. Underneath our sink, we have a few storage tools from the Container Store, which will be linked on my blog. This is where I keep all my cleaning supplies for the kitchen. Slide it in. Here are all the tools I use to cook, utensils. It's stacked, but I use so many things, so I needed all of this storage space. And the drawers are really deep. So this is the cabinet over the sink where I store many dishes and fun things to use throughout my blog life. Here's another spice rack. You slide it out. It's fairly used. Here are the dishes. And wine glasses and coffee mugs are kept in this cabinet. So underneath this cabinet, we store all of our other major pots, blender, other cooking pans, Tupperware, whatever I can fit in here, I put in this area. It also slides out. This is another area where I keep miscellaneous things, and trust that I use everything you see. I know you can't believe how much stuff I have, but also underneath the oven, I keep all of the pans, the go-to pans, the ones I need to use right away. And this is another pantry that is filled with mini items. We have enough storage, although our kitchen is small, so it makes it very functional and easy to store many items. Here's a peek inside of our brand new KitchenAid refrigerator that we've only had for a couple of months, and it's pretty spacious and functional, and I can fit mostly any and everything inside of it. One more thing that really is important is to have this foldable stool that we use to get up on higher places, like on top of the cabinet. So this is very useful inside of a small apartment, and you could store it in any corner. We currently keep it in our hallway, and it's just super efficient. So just wanted to share that. I want to talk about all of my pans I've collected over the years and why they mean so much to me. Cooking is my passion, and I have collected pieces that I use that I want to just share with you. But also these will be listed on my reward style shopping cart on my blog. But I recently just invested in these green pans, which are really great because they're toxic free. They don't release any fumes while you're cooking, and you don't need to use high heat on these. These have been remarkable, and I've had them for a week. Now this is my Magic Star grill pan, and I can't live without it. I've had her for 10 years. She is cooking better than ever and just well seasoned, and I haven't had any bad experiences cooking with the Star. Star is one of my favorite brands, and this is my Star cast iron round pan, which I cook sauces, stews, beef, whatever you name it, I cook here, and it's just been remarkable having these items to cook with. And it does make a difference on the type of pan that you use. These are coated cast iron. They're coated, they're pretty pricey, but worth the investment because you'll have them forever. This Le Creuset I've had for 15 years. You can see the wear and tear. It's a cast iron pan. I've learned to make so many beautiful dishes in this, and you'll see that I'm always cooking, and the pans are really what helps. So I also have a few all-clad pieces that I will also link on the blog. But sorry about that. This was one of my first all-clad pans I got when I got married years ago. So I've had it for maybe 14 years, and it's just aged nicely, and it still cooks to perfection. These are the type of pans that you can pass down to your generations, your children, your grandchildren. They're just worth the money. So think about buying a pan once rather than buying a bunch of pans, a set. I don't believe in buying pot sets. I think you should pick the pieces that work for you and what will allow you to cook better in your kitchen. Weekly, I will add kitchen tools that I'm using. I just started adding the things that I'm using that will be helpful. So keep watching and subscribe. And also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram, because I do a lot of creative things on Instagram with our apartment, as well as cooking dishes, which I find easier to do organically on Instagram, but sometimes I'll share things on YouTube. Alright, thank you. Thumbs up, subscribe, don't forget to follow along for more fun stories. See you later. Thanks again. You guys are great.